that's when we assume like it's so scary because you think if you let go, you'll drop to that pit of unhappiness, like the lowest. Again, your default's unhappiness. But when I let go, I realized like it wasn't unhappiness, it was happiness. And that's why I was like, holy shit. You know, it's like we're literally all hanging onto the side of a cliff, and you know, someone's below's like, let go, I'll catch you. You're like, no. If I let go, I'll die. And then you actually do let go, but it requires so much to just let go. Because again, you've been hanging on your entire fucking life. Everything you've been doing has been reinforcing it. Assumption upon assumption upon assumption. Belief. It's like, hang on or I will die. And you think that the journey is just to keep hanging on. It's like, let go. Easier said than done. It's easy to do, but hard to do. We make that false assumption that our default is unhappy. Wrong. Okay? That false assumption is the cause of every bad thing in your life. And that's huge. Consciously, it's not as hard to let go of all your problems. It's not as hard to let go of that wrong assumption because you're conscious of it. The hard part is this assumption is buried deep down in your subconscious. And that's the tough part. It's sitting down and diving into it. And this is the shit that's fucking terrifying. This is the shit that's the scariest thing you'll do in your entire fucking life. It's sitting down and diving into it. Bad memories. Do you want to be aware of different bad memories? Do you want to be aware of every fucking rejection you experienced? No. Stuff it in your subconscious. Do you want to be aware of different emotions? You're angry, you feel guilty, you shove that in your subconscious. Different emotional traumas as you're growing up, shove that in your subconscious. We're just shoving all this shit into our subconscious. It's like the trash bin of our fucking mind. It's like just throw it in the trash, never focus on, never be aware of it again. But just because we shoved it there, just because we're not focusing on it, doesn't mean it goes anywhere. It's still there, you're just not aware of it. You know, Eckhart Tolle calls this pain body attack. For example, something happens and you get extremely mad. More than you logically/consciously think you should be mad about. Right? That's when shit that you've been stuffed down kind of pops out. It kind of takes over. But it's not just anger. Because we think, oh, pain body, it's anything that's painful. What's another one? Anxiety. Logically, we know it doesn't fucking make sense to be that scared. Something takes over. Fear of rejection. Is that like a logical, like from a conscious perspective, like, does it make sense to be that fucking scared? No, that is a pain body attack. And that's like the process. It's like sitting down and being like, what have I stored down there? Again, it's not running away from it. It's like stopping, facing it, and like bringing that shit up and experiencing it. And that's why it's like so fucking hard, and that's why we're so stubborn. It's like we just don't want to. We just fucking keep putting it off no matter what it takes, thinking that maybe someday it'll just magically click and we'll all just be happy. No. Okay, you can't run away from the pain, you gotta run through it. Focus next time you have that little pain body attack. Next time something's triggered. Maybe someone says something that upsets you more than it should. Instead of, what do we all do, as I said before, we try to escape it. Instead of running away from it, go into that. Like, again, you break up with your girlfriend, there's another one. Like all this trauma kicks in. Don't go for the fucking drink. Don't go for the drugs. Don't go for the party. Don't go for the movie. Don't go for the video game. Don't go for the food. Don't try to escape it. Go into that shit. That's the way there. And again, you're probably going to experience resistance. So you'll probably have to go into the resistance first. You're probably going to be scared shitless too, because you think if you let a little bit of it out, everything will fucking come out. And that is true. Everything will come out. Like, you'll be in fucking tears. It'll just be absolute hell. That will happen. But that's the only way to actually process it, because you're just hanging on to it, and until you let go of that shit, it's always going to block you from, again, finding that default that is happiness. Bring awareness to it. Don't run away from it. Let it come up. And again, this is hard because our conditioning too, society keeps telling you, run away from pain, go towards pleasure. Here it's go towards the pain. Let it come up. Embody it fully. Let go of the resistance around it, and then, of course, actually experience it.